What's up? What's up? What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Live with Brandon Blakely podcast. Of course, I'm your host, Brandon Blakely, aka Brandon Lee TV, back at it again with another banger, my friends. So go ahead and kick back, relax, and come take a ride with me. Look, man, South Carolina with a dominant performance against TCU tonight. The defense was absolutely locked in, and it was a bounce back game for Milaysia Fulwiley. Definitely salute to her. Daniel, what's up? What's up? Welcome back. Definitely salute to Malaysia Fulwiley for a bounce back game. But I ain't gonna lie to y'all. We got to start the show. I want to talk about Malaysia Fulwiley and her breaking that slump. We'll get into the stats and everything like that. But I got to start the show off with Ashlyn Watkins catching a doggone body. Gets the steal right there. Sedona Prince coming up. Hey! Punched it on her noggin. Punched it on her noggin, y'all. One more time. Gets her pocket to the shot block, pocket pick right there. Long stride. Prince, don't you jump! On her noggin. Head taps all the way, man. We had to start the show off with a bang. Oh my goodness. Robert, welcome in. Yeah, we had to start with it. We had to start with Ashlyn Watkins catching an absolute body, people. Are you serious? Punched it on that girl's noggin with no regard to safety. Great game for her. The job that they did on Sedona Prince, man. 6'7", came in with a lot of expectations, a lot of hype. Have been having a really good season for TCU. Been talked about as a first round draft pick potentially, and they just completely shut her down, made life difficult for her. Ashlyn Watkins was incredible on the defensive side. Sanaya Fagan was incredible on the defensive side. Joyce Edwards took some shots at her as well. Man, they locked Sedona Prince up, man. Haley Van Lith is the only one that came to play today, but we'll get to that. I do want to say, man, this was a heck of a redemption game for Malaysia Fulwiley, who honestly, needed a bounce back game. Have been losing minutes over the last few games. Had some bad shooting nights. Turnovers have been an issue, but tonight she came out and played. But before we get into the individual stats, just looking at the team breakdown, because the team defense really set the tone. It absolutely set the tone for the Gamecocks tonight. They were locked in, just pressuring those TCU guards. They never let them get comfortable. They never let them get comfortable on the floor right there, man. I love the pressure. They were trapping screens. They ran TCU off the three-point line, holding them to 33.3% from the field, 17 to 51. TCU a three-point shooting team. South Carolina made those guards like Madison Connor put the ball on the floor, and they were totally ineffective. Totally ineffective. Pressuring the ball. Malaysia Fulwiley, Don Staley trusted her to guard Haley Van Lith, the lead guard for this TCU team, and she did an incredible job. I mean, she completely. So I will say Haley Van Lith was the only one that showed up, but she had a tough night. They took away everything else. Jumping passing lanes. Malaysia Fulwiley had a nice steal, picked Haley Van Lith's pocket, went the other way. I already showed y'all the Ashlyn Watkins. So it was just a very good defensive effort, like team-wise. They were absolutely locked in. They forced 20 turnovers against TCU. 20 turnovers. The defense absolutely set the tone, held them to their lowest scoring margin of the season, 52 points. South Carolina completely dominates. You go on the road and beat a top 10 team by 30. They dominate the glass 36 to 26. Got to the free throw line, moved the basketball. And, I mean, I've talked about Malaysia Fulwiley. Just the shot selection has been suspect at times, as well as the turnovers. But she's been one of the best players on this team when she's locked in. She absolutely came back with a vengeance tonight. This was the Malaysia Fulwiley game, and I love what I saw. The resiliency, the shot making, the defense, turning defense into offense, getting to the cup, staying aggressive, playing within the flow of the offense, playing unselfish. I really think that she needed this game tonight, and I'm happy to see her bounce back. Guys, welcome in, welcome in. If this is your first time within the Live with Brandon Blakely podcast, make sure to hit that subscribe button, comment, like, share, and join our memberships. We've got that exclusive content coming daily, weekly, whenever you need it. And follow us on social media at Brandon Lee TV. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Robert says, Prince, who straight locked her up? Did anyone seriously believe TCU was on Carolina's level? I did not. I did not think that TCU was going to get blown out by 30 on their home court, though. I did not. 33 to be exact. I did not think that they were going to get blown out like that. Haley Van Lith came to play, though. Nobody else did. But this was absolutely the Milaysia Fulwiley game. 20 points off the bench in 21 minutes of play. Spark plug. One of the most electrifying players in the country when she has the ball in her hands. Unguardable in open space. Jump shot was falling tonight. She was getting to the cup, picking her spots. We didn't see the over dribbling tonight. Didn't force it. She played a really good game. She needed a bounce back game, man. She had been losing some minutes, and people even it's gotten to the point where people were talking about her transfer, and I made a video earlier talking about it as well. It got so crazy, people talking about it. Don Staley even publicly came out and talked about it. So it was crazy, man. When plays defense and shares the ball on offense, they're scary. Yes, facts. Facts. And shout out to Raven Johnson, man. Knocking down them tray balls tonight. Her highest scoring total on the season. Raven Johnson with a bounce back game as well. I definitely cannot overlook Raven Johnson. She's been the lead guard running the show for this team. Just being the straw that stirs the drink. She came out and had 11 points, knocked down a handful of tray balls from deep. They were giving them to her. I love what I saw from Raven Johnson, Milaysia Fulwiley, the defensive effort. Tessa Johnson had 10 points. Joyce Edwards got some looks at Sedona Prince and wasn't giving up nothing. They did a good job with the depth with Sedona, man. I think they did a really good job of just keeping fresh bodies on her and making things extremely difficult for the 6'7" player. It's obvious that UCLA played the perfect game to beat South Carolina, but they are finding their identity. When you have spent so much time being a program that has a dominant force in the post, and then you automatically just randomly don't have that after years and years and years, you have to play different. You have to play to your strengths, and I think they did that today. They played fast. They got out in transition. The bench produced. They turned turnovers into transition points the other way. They played fast. They got the ball inside the paint as well. Got some looks to those post players. They made the three ball. And they just never let They never let TCU get into any type of rhythm offensively. I mean, they beat TCU like a drum. They beat TCU like a drum, y'all. Shout out Raven Johnson, who just continues to fight through adversity. Malaysia Fulwiley as well. Both of them have big games. Tahina Powell scored in double figures. Like, everybody ate today. Everybody ate today. Chloe Kitts only had 4 points, and that's all they needed from her. Everybody ate today. And that's the thing about South Carolina is you just never know whose night it's going to be. You never know whose night it's going to be with this team. I think Maddie McDaniel played well, 8 points and 3 assists off the bench. She has been a true floor general for this team. We got a nice look at the future, too, potentially, with Maddie McDaniel, Milaysia Fulwiley, and Tessa Johnson in the backcourt together. Yeah, Van Lith had that like 8-0 scoring run in the first half, but she had to work for everything in the second half. The depth, man. Like, looking at it from the other side, like, it's the depth, bro. Like, nobody else showed up for TCU. I'm not gonna hold y'all. Nobody else showed up. Haley Van Lith had 21 points. Nobody else had over 10. Nobody else had over 10. Sedona Prince locked down. Madison Connor locked down. They combined for 11 points. Bree Hall, they did such a great job of running Connor off that 3-point line and turning her into a ball handler instead of just a spot-up shooter. They pressured these guards. They never got a chance to get comfortable. Haley Van Lith, she played a poised game. I was impressed with her play. I think she continues to show that she is a future pro. She should get a crack at the WNBA. She played a good game. He was the only one for TCU that really held it down for the Horned Frogs today and made any kind of impact. Everybody else was pretty bad. It was a pretty terrible effort from everybody else. Haley Van Lith stayed aggressive. She knocked down her shots. She was gassed, though, at the end. You could tell. She was absolutely gassed at the end, man. She gave it all she had, but you're not going to beat South Carolina with one, two, or three players. We kept hearing about this three-headed monster of TCU, and two of them got sliced up today. Swag says, no disrespect, SC is not beating UCLA. UCLA will see a different South Carolina next time we meet. Okay, Missy, talk that talk. Crunk Girl, welcome in, everybody. Guys, if this is your first time within the Live Brandon Blanky podcast, make sure to hit that subscribe button, comment, like, share, all that good stuff, and join our memberships. We got that exclusive content for you coming daily, weekly, whenever you need it, and follow me on social media at Brandon Lee TV. Much love, man. Much love to y'all. Much love. Give me y'all's takeaways from the game, man. South Carolina, we know, dominated every facet of the game. The defense shut down that big three-headed monster of Connor, Sedona Prince, Haley Van Lith that we have been hearing so much about. Haley Van Lith played a pretty good game. I'm not gonna lie. She was aggressive, hit the mid-range jumpers, got to her spots, drew some fouls, didn't get exposed defensively. Like it wasn't a bad game for Haley Van Lith. It was a bad game for TCU overall. Let me catch up in the comments, though, because y'all got the chat jumping. Haley has never beat SC in her whole career. Yeah, definitely hasn't. Not at Louisville, not at LSU, and not happening at TCU either. But she's been having a good season, though, y'all. We got to give her that. She's definitely been having a really productive season, a career year, averaging over 19 on the year. SC is going to beat UCLA. That's the rematch we need. No disrespect, but their depth and skill, they have the bigs to control the paint and guards that can match SC. Who you talking about, Swag? UCLA? Y'all talking about UCLA? Yeah, okay. Russell says Van Lith is a liability on defense. I'm glad SC kept their foot on the gas. Yeah, there was no blown lead like we saw with the Duke game late in that contest. No blown lead. They completely kept their foot on next tonight. They kept their foot on the pedal. And it was just such a well-balanced performance, man. Like, they really shared the basketball, controlled the tempo, the defense. I mean, they had... I mean, there's no other way to say it, man. They had TCU locked in hell, y'all. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. They had them girls locked in hell, y'all. They had nowhere to go, man. All them tip passes, jump passes, pockets picked. I mean, they had the right to remain silent. It was locked down. It was locked down. Oh my goodness. That when you talk about just suffocating defense, like we not letting you breathe, we guarding you baseline to baseline, 94 feet. You ain't getting no space. I'm up in you. Like South Carolina screen, it don't matter. They pushing through everything. They pressing everything. Oh my goodness. I felt bad for TCU. I felt bad for TCU after a while. I mean, oh my goodness. UCLA wants what South Carolina has. They have never been to the Final Four yet. It's early, but right now, Yukon, yeah. I mean, Yukon definitely feels like the biggest threat to South Carolina. And shout out to Sarah Strong. I put out a video about her earlier. Y'all go to the page. Check that out. Brandon, who do you have, Notre Dame or Yukon? Man, that is going to be an epic matchup. That is going to be an epic matchup. If AZ Fudd plays, if the injury, they said that, she went down on that screen, hurt her knee in their last game. She had 18 points, big part of what they're doing. Gino said that he thought that they avoided a worst case scenario. If she plays and Yukon is healthy, I'm going to go with Yukon. But that matchup between Paige Bueckers and Sonja Citron is going to feed families. Hannah Hidalgo, oh my goodness. We got to be talking about her as one of the best players in the entire country, period. But yeah, I'm going to go with Yukon, but it's going to be tight. It's going to be close. TCU, Wesley, welcome in, welcome in. TCU was a UCLA example. They shutting down the 6'7" Betts and the perimeter shooters. And to be honest, man, Sedona shoots it better than Betts. Like, her game is a little bit more wide open. I really thought that her and Haley Van Lith would have a big game. I knew South Carolina was absolutely going to win this game by double digits, but I thought Sedona was at least going to get hers. But, man, Watkins, lockdown. Joyce Edwards, lockdown. Sanaya Fagan, lockdown. They just kept throwing bodies at her. They just 6'7". It didn't matter. They just body. They was all up in her. The guards were taking it straight to her chest. Like, they wanted all the smoke with Sedona Prince. TCU did not know what type of physicality that South Carolina was bringing. I mean, I gotta show it again, man. I gotta show it again for y'all that just joined the show. If you didn't see it the first time, speaking of physicality, I gotta show the duck again, man. Pocket pick as a big, taking it from a guard, long stride, don't jump on her head. Are you kidding me? Like, when you talk about this is different. This is a different level of basketball right now. TCU not know what to take it right back. This is the play that changed the whole game on her head, y'all. That is the play that changed the whole trajectory of this game. Absolutely, without a doubt. Without a doubt. This is the play that changed the trajectory of the game. I mean, Ashlyn Watkins, are you kidding me? Head taps. Man. Yo, Ashlyn Watkins really caught a whole body, y'all. Ashlyn Watkins really caught a whole body. Yo, and UCLA, man, we gotta definitely just commend them on what they did in the transfer portal. Because adding Zamia Gardner and Janiah Barker was OD. Oh my goodness. Yeah, she definitely did. Yeah, no, she definitely did. Haley Van Lith, Raven Johnson, and Milaysia Fulwiley was definitely picking pockets. Absolutely. Yeah, and see that second lineup, you're not competing with their second five. Van Lith is worse than Caitlin Clark. That's how you feel, Fresh Cut? UCLA is a great team. Love their coach. Yo, Ashlyn Watkins' whole life caught a body, y'all. It has taken SC time to learn to play without a dominant big. Kathy, that's what we were talking about earlier. When you've played one way for so long, and then you have to switch it up and play to your strengths, and play more so from the perimeter, it's different. It's absolutely different. They are definitely beginning to figure it out. They're playing fast. They have the bigs to beat other bigs down the floor. Shout out Raven Johnson shooting that 3-ball tonight. Her first time scoring in double digits this season. Love what I saw from her. Big game shooting the 3-ball. She's getting confidence from there. Bounce back game from Milaysia Fulwiley, who had been losing playing time. Had some stinkers back to back to back. And she came out and really hooped tonight. Got back in her bag and looked super confident. And they had her in there for her defense. They gave her the toughest task of covering Haley Van Lith tonight. And she absolutely made things hard for Haley every time she was in the game. Milaysia Fulwiley was dogging her. Yeah, Hannah Hidalgo reminds me of Trae Young if he could play defense. She might be the best point guard in the country. Yukon won't be in the number 2 spot. Notre Dame about to take it. Texas, too, man. Don't sleep on Texas. How about Texas freshman Jordan Lee, 6 for 6 from 3 today, going bananas, man. When they get Layla Filia back and like 100%, like when she gets back in her bag like she was at Michigan, don't sleep on Texas. But I love Jordan Lee. She's tough. 2 top 10s in 1 week. The AP better move us up. I mean, they got to be at least 2. No disrespect to Yukon, but beating TCU on the road, a top 10 team compared to smacking up Louisville, I mean, it is definitely levels. I'm with you there, Conk girl. I'm definitely with you there. And we should. I'm gonna do another live tomorrow, and we'll break down the top 25 as well, man. Because it was some upsets, but it was also some dominant performances as well. UCLA will definitely remain number one. I can see South Carolina jumping up to number two after beating two top 10 teams. Like you beat Duke, and then you go on the road and beat TCU. I think they got to be number two. No offense, Yukon got a good win over Louisville, but and it was a dominant performance. It was a quiet day for Paige Bueckers, though, man. I tell y'all, she shot 211 from the field. Quiet day for Paige Bueckers, but UConn still dominated. Caught a straight body. Yo, they calling Sedona Prince a bust already. Not she a bust already, y'all. Now that was a great game. I mean, honestly, let me pull it up. Let me pull it up real quick. Let's get the AP poll up, the latest one. Let's get the latest AP poll up. Who and I want to know like I'm gonna ask y'all. I'm gonna pose a question for the chat. I'm gonna pose a question for the chat. Where do y'all rank? Where would y'all rank South Carolina right now after two top 10 wins? Where would y'all rank South Carolina after two top 10 wins? Do they jump UCLA at number one, or do you put them at number two? Where do y'all rank them? Y'all let me know. Holler at me in the comments. Give me some reason. They're number three right now. Would you bump them up to number two? Yeah, Coach Go, I'm right with you though. Hey man, Haley Van Lith was hooping. I definitely have to give her her flowers now. She was hooping. She definitely was hooping. She was the only one that showed up for TCU. She was the only one that showed up tonight. Everybody else should have just stayed in the dorms. She was the only one that showed up. And she did get her pocket picked a couple times, but she also definitely made some tough shots as well. And when the game she cut the game to double digits or the single digits a couple of times. I'm not gonna lie. Like she definitely played her part. She did her part. She tried to get some two man going with Sedona Prince. Nobody else was making any noise. Nobody else scored in double figures but Haley Van Lith. TCU let her down tonight. TCU definitely let Haley Van Lith down tonight. I'm gonna tell you that right now. So the current poll, just looking at it, I'll get it up so y'all can see it too. We need that. What are y'all? So 71% said 71. So okay, I'm comfortable with them being two. I wouldn't be mad at one either. But I mean UCLA didn't lose, but bumping them above UConn, I could definitely see just based off the fact that they just got two top 10 wins, and UConn. I mean they beat Louisville in dominant fashion. No disrespect to them, and I still think they're the biggest threat to South Carolina. But I gotta jump South Carolina to no lower than two. Absolutely not. No lower than two. Let me find a little AP. I got one for me. I'm trying to get one for y'all. Y'all know what I'm saying? But we're getting a new AP poll tomorrow. Okay, I got us. I got us, y'all. We're getting a new AP poll tomorrow. Where do you want to see South Carolina rank? Do they jump Yukon? Also, can Paige Bueckers break this cold streak that she's got going on right now? Still super efficient, still leading Yukon in scoring. But Yukon versus Notre Dame is going to feed families. Y'all keep getting those votes in. I'm going to leave it up for another minute, and then we can talk to Yukon versus Notre Dame as well. But definitely just a defensive masterclass by South Carolina. Milaysia Fulwiley with the bounce back game like we talked about. Raven Johnson, her highest scoring effort since the season began. She continues to be the glue player, and she's a bit underappreciated because if you just look at a box score, you're not gonna completely comprehend the impact that Raven Johnson's having on games. But she's always out there being the calming presence, the coach on the floor, along with Tina Pow, running the show, not looking for her shot in particular, unselfish, makes the extra pass, pushes the tempo, runs the break extremely well, is rebounding it at a career high this season. Like, I do want to focus, like, I know the scoring gets talked about, the lack of shooting, but I do want to focus on some stuff that I think Raven Johnson does extremely well as also. She's one of the best perimeter defenders in the nation. She's constantly just causing havoc on defense, jumping passing lanes, picking pockets. I mean, her and Milaysia Fulwiley were on another level tonight. They were not letting TCU get anything going. And that was really the difference, man. They completely. Madison Connor was averaging like 15 a game coming into this contest, y'all. I just want to say that. You had Sedona Prince averaging over 19 points coming into this game. They combined for 11 points tonight. That is the latest AP poll. Obviously, that will change. But South Carolina, when you go on the road and beat a top 10 team by 30 plus, you're definitely going to shake up some noise in the rankings, man. But that's what we got right there. UCLA, I think they will stay at number 1. I think South Carolina goes to number 2. Yukon 3. Texas may end up dropping. They did lose one. They won an impressive game as well. But they did lose one as well too. So it's like I could see Texas potentially dropping. They beat the snot out of James Madison today. They also beat West Virginia a couple of weeks ago. That they were ranked 15th, but they lose to Notre Dame in overtime. A tough game where they just ran out of gas. Hannah Hidalgo was out there. Roy Harmon closed the game out tough with those free throws sent to OT, but Hannah Hidalgo was abusing her a majority of that game. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Yeah, I can see South Carolina at 2. I could see LSU potentially jumping Texas as well. They dominated Coppin State, so I could see LSU jumping up to 4 and joining that top 4, and I could see USC jumping up as well. They've been on fire since they lost Notre Dame. Maryland, how about Sailor Poffenberger popping off today, man? Duke, TCU will probably drop. Notre Dame will enter the top 8 at least. Oklahoma continues to win. Ohio State, Cody McMahon, Jelani Cambridge, definitely putting in work. They got a big win today as well. Over Illinois, who was ranked 21st in the nation. So I definitely could see them going up. Kentucky got blasted by North Carolina, so North Carolina will definitely move up. Tennessee, I think, will make their first appearance in the top 25 after beating Iowa, forcing 30 turnovers. The South Carolina transfer to Lasia Cooper, averaging over 19 points a game for Tennessee in their first year head coach. Tennessee will definitely be entering the top 25. Louisville will drop a little bit. I don't think they'll drop much. But yeah, I think there's going to be a lot of movement. I think there's going to be a lot of movement, but Tennessee definitely is a team that I think will be in that top 25 after beating Iowa. The turnovers are killing Iowa, y'all. The turnovers are killing them right now. My goodness. LSU really, I mean, they beat a tough NC State team. I will say though, man, Stanford gave LSU all they could handle. They pushed them to the brink. Shout out to LSU though. They showed tenacity. They showed courage. They showed will. They showed fight. They forced OT being down late. Stole that game. Won in front of their home crowd. Flau'jae Johnson, Michaela Williams, and Lisa Morrow continue to be one of the best big threes in the entire country. Um, LSU showed a lot of tenacity, a lot of fight against Stanford, man. Stanford definitely should have won that game. LSU showed a lot of heart, man, but they definitely have to be more battle tested. They got to play tougher games. They beat a scrappy Stanford squad, and they also beat NC State as well. Yeah, Lucy Olson, man, they gotta be able to take care of the basketball better. But Lucy Olson's been hooping. Addison O'Grady, she's been hooping as well. But yeah, Cynthia Falter, since coming back from that injury, in my opinion, has not looked like the same player she was last year when she was in that running for Big Ten Sixth Player of the Year. Most of you guys say you would have South Carolina at 2. Yep, 30 turnovers. 30 turnovers, man. Iowa done turned the ball over 50 times in the last 2 games. It's absolutely nuts. It is absolutely nuts. Like, since Caitlin Clark left, man, those guards have really struggled to take care of the basketball. And we see it. We see it. Guys, give me your biggest takeaways from the weekend, man. We 113 deep in here. I would love to hear some from some of you guys as well. Talk to me. Talk to me. Iowa freshman class. How about Jada Richard, man? I think that freshman point guard for LSU is super talented. She gonna end up taking minutes from last year Poa. I'm telling you. Talk to me in the comments. Biggest storylines. We'll do another live tomorrow. We'll break down that new AP Top 25 that's gonna be dropping. Um, Tough stretch for Duke. I really like Ohio State. I like Kiyomi Miller at Rutgers. Like, there's a lot of talent that's spread out this year. Ohio State looks good. Jelani Cambridge, Cody McMahon, they're undefeated. Tennessee still undefeated. I mentioned Slaja Cooper. We're just seeing a lot of high-powered games this year. Yeah, I definitely see South Carolina jumping Yukon. Yukon had an impressive win, though. Louisville is going to be better than people give them credit for. You talking about Jada from LSU? Are you talking about? Oh, then Maddie. Oh, you talking about Jada being better than Maddie from South Carolina? Maddie McDaniel? I don't know about that. I like Jada though. She's tough. Like, she definitely deserves more minutes. She's been producing. She takes care of the basketball. But Maddie's second in the nation right now in assist to turnover ratio. I'm just saying. Maryland is absolutely a team to look out for. I mentioned them earlier. How about Salem Poppenberger getting it done, man? Like, they got a lot of depth, a lot of scoring prowess. They brought in some new faces. Maryland is going to be tough. The Big Ten really might be the deepest conference. Yo, Paige Bueckers, I mean, she's still leading Yukon in scoring, but yeah, I gotta admit, she has not looked like herself. She shot 2 of 11 against Louisville. Um, I don't know, man. She might be ducking Dallas. I don't know, man. I don't know. Paige is, I mean, what's crazy though is like even after that shooting night, she still is shooting 56% from the field. But I firmly, no disrespect to Paige Bueckers, I think she's a great player. She'll be a good pro. I think Sarah Strong is the best player on that Yukon team. Wolfenbarger started playing well. She strung some games together, but she's completely fallen off a cliff the last 2-3 games. Yeah, LSU though, man, I mean they were missing Cheyenne Day Wilson today. I think she's been steady presence at point guard for them. I like Jada Richard's game. Samaya Smith played pretty well today. Alea Del Rosario, like I really don't have much to say there. I think Simone Augustus has been a great addition to this staff, without a doubt. Simone Augustus has been a really great addition to this staff. Paige Bueckers done had a couple of bad games, but I mean, players have bad games. Players go through slumps. We saw Milaysia Fulwiley in a slump, and she came out and had 20 tonight. Paige Bueckers is still the unquestioned leader of Yukon. She's going to attract double teams to make life easier on the players around her. Paige Bueckers is still in that running for Player of the Year. I mean, this is definitely not a space where I'm bashing Paige Bueckers. But I do think Sarah Strong, man. I mean, look, compared to her, you said we haven't seen anything like Sarah Strong since Brianna Stewart, since Stewie. And when you look at her at 6'2", being able to put the ball on the floor, beat her man off the dribble, shoot the three, stop and pop, play back to the basket, hit a fadeaway, bully smaller defenders, bully bigger defenders, get off the ground quick, nice burst, solid rebounder, elite passer. Like, Sarah Strong is the real deal. Hannah Hidalgo is definitely in the running for Player of the Year, without a doubt. She's been playing incredible. Even the games that Notre Dame has lost, Hannah Hidalgo stepped up in every one. She's leading the nation in steals. She's assists are up. Scoring is up. I mean, she's special, man. I don't know if Joyce Edwards is better than Sarah Strong. I was definitely on that train that Joyce Edwards was better than Sarah Strong a few months ago, but I don't know now, man. Sarah Strong looking like a top 15 player in the country. Yeah, Paige is super efficient, no wasted movements. I don't know, but I definitely think Joyce Edwards and Sarah Strong are both going to be top draft picks, and are going to go and do really well in the league. Oh yeah, South Carolina's going to be scary come March. They are going to be scary come March. The depth, the defensive pressure. I mean, most teams' starters couldn't keep up with South Carolina's second five. Yeah, Maryland looks good. LSU still undefeated. Not really battle tested totally, but they've won some good games. Flage definitely not getting bullied by nobody. Flage's in that Player of the Year running as well, man. She's on another level. I don't know if it's having Simone Augustus there to feed off her, but she's been so aggressive getting her shot this year. Yeah, that 2025 class, LSU got four top 40 players coming in. They gonna be loaded, but they gotta recruit a big, man. LSU needs a big. They need a rim protector, man. Alea Del Rosario, no disrespect, Alea Del Rosario is just not the answer. They need a legitimate big, especially when Anissa Morrow leaves. Like they gonna have to hit the portal. They need a big. LSU needs a big, desperate. I don't know, man. Joyce has definitely done a great job of making the most of her opportunities. She can guard 1 through 5, which is scary. Like they're both really great players. We're seeing a more expanded version of Sarah Strong's game because she's getting more opportunities, more minutes, and playing a bigger role with her team, definitely. So, I mean, this is a conversation that we're going to be having for years. But right now, we're just seeing more from Sarah Strong, and she looks really good. Pretty sure Yukon's only ranked win is against Louisville. But I mean, you're never gonna see like dominant individual stats from a South Carolina team. It's because it's gonna be depth. It's gonna be by committee. You never know whose night it's gonna be. So we can't base it all off of that. But Sarah Strong has looked exceptionally polished. Yeah, SC by far, without a doubt, has the toughest schedule in the country. Without a doubt, it's not even close. No debate. And I mean, they're not done yet. They're still going to play Yukon, and then they're still going to go through the SEC. I mean, they just beat two top 10 teams in 1 week. Yeah, Big Four is definitely dominating this year, man. Scoring the basketball, still their best perimeter defender, rebounding it, the assister up. She just looks comfortable. She's shooting the three ball a lot better than she has in the past, knocking down the tray ball, getting to the cup at will. One of the best transition players in the game. Like, yeah, love what I'm seeing. Flage has waited her time, and now she realizes this is her team, and she's turning up. Yeah, a lot of teams are not going into this thing like South Carolina is. I will say Notre Dame has played some tough games too. Notre Dame has played some tough games. TCU won some pretty impressive games too. They beat NC State. They beat Notre Dame. Oh yeah, I mean their recruiting class for LSU is going to be special. But if Flage leaves and they're already losing Anissa Morrow, it's going to all be built around Michaela Williams. Man, that's a lot of pressure. You want those freshmen to grow up quick, and you don't have a legitimate post option, so all your scoring is pretty much going to be penetration or coming from the perimeter shots. But I do think LSU upgraded this roster, especially in the backcourt. Kaylin Gilbert went off. They finally unlocked Kaylin Gilbert. She went off. Day Wilson settling in at point guard. Jada Richard's a player. Um, LSU's going to be scrappy. They're going to fight. They're going to compete. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. Players that transfer from South Carolina, I feel like don't get no edges against them either, Ethan. Because every time they see Sanaya Rivers, it's on site. Lockdown. Yeah, Hannah Hidalgo, and it was in what they was in Ireland. She did it overseas, and that was her first game. That was the first time we got introduced to Hannah Hidalgo. That was her first game. Matter of fact, that was her first game. But yeah, that's what the top 25 is looking like right now. I definitely think we're absolutely going to see some shifts tomorrow, and we'll go live again to kind of break down the updated top 25. I'm excited to see. Man, that Tennessee Iowa game was good. It was a lot of good games on this week, man. A lot of that. Hey, man, I tell y'all what, that Texas Notre Dame game. Oh my goodness, the doggo was hooping. Citron closed it out. Like Hannah, we definitely have to start talking about Hannah Hidalgo as the best player in the country right now. I mean, she came and took Juju Watkins' chain. They went and they beat Texas in OT. I mean, she's hooping in every game, getting like cold buckets off the dribble, catch and shoot, penetration at the cup, elite layup package, has the floater, takes on contact, explosive first step, limitless range on the three. maybe the best on-ball defender in the country. You dribble that thing anywhere near her is getting picked. Tenacious, absolutely just has that dog in her. Super competitive, big energy, brings energy. Like, she is the heart and soul of that Notre Dame team. She brings the energy. She's the momentum changer, the big time playmaker. She's electrifying, man. Hannah Hidalgo is absolutely special. LSU got a small ball lineup though, man. They going with like the Warriors death lineup almost. I mean, they got some. They had Anissa Morrow at the 5. Flage plays a lot like D Wade in my opinion, defensively too, because she be out there blocking shots. Olivia Miles, elite court vision, veteran, coach on the floor, good defensively, always makes the right play, shooting it better than she has from 3. Great size. Sonja Citron, lockdown defender, 3-and-D wing. She's going to be really good in the WNBA. Great size on her as well. Makes winning plays, man. Like that 3-headed monster Notre Dame has is, man, they have one of the best backcourts in the country, hands down, without a doubt. Guys, I just wanted to hop on and recap some of the biggest topics. Y'all make sure to go check out everything else on the page, man. I got some great content that I put up earlier, new videos. If this was your first time, make sure to hit that subscribe button, comment, like, share everything with the Lava Brandon Blakely podcast. Stay up to date. I drop exclusive content for my members, join memberships, and follow me on social media at Brandon Lee TV. None of this is possible without you great people, man. Much love to everybody tuning in. We will be back live tomorrow as well to break down the top 25 and talk some other topics going on in the women's college game. You all know I keep up to date somewhat with the WNBA in the off season, more so during the season. We know Jewel Lloyd requested a trade. It's been a dumpster fire in Seattle. The expansion draft happened. I'm curious to see who the Valkyries get in the draft. In the last mock draft I saw, they had Lauren Betts. We got the new logo, new team in Toronto getting released. So it's a lot of excitement around women's hoops right now. Hey man, Roy Harmon got dominated by Hannah Hidalgo. Played better in the second half. Knocked down those 2 free throws to send it to OT. She handled her business. She handled her business. I gotta respect that. And it was just good to see Olivia Miles and Rory Harmon back healthy for this game after both of them had those tragic injuries last year. It was just dope to see them out there competing again. It was just dope to see them out there competing. Let me know. Give me final takeaways in the chat. Y'all holler at me, talk to me. Biggest takeaways from the weekend, more live topics y'all want covered, all that, everything in between. Talk to me. Bro, at 6'1", she might at 6'1", Anissa Morrow might be the best rebounder of all time in the college game right now. At 6'1" and below, like any player 6'1" and below, she might be the best rebounder in the country. It's been spectacular. She really dominates the glass. She really dominates the glass, like in all seriousness. Does Sky need to grab her? I mean, honestly, it might be somewhat of a reach, but I ain't gonna lie. The Sparks should consider grabbing Olivia Miles as well. The Sparks really should consider grabbing Olivia Miles. I'm just saying. Maybe it's a reach. I don't know, but I think they should take a long, hard look at Miles. I tell you what though, Sonja Citron mess around and fall to the fever. Watch out. I'm gonna get another poll for the chat, man, because y'all got it spicy right now. Who? Because the Valkyries will have the first pick, or the fifth pick in the first round. Who should they take? Who should the Valkyries take? And we kind of got to think about who's going to actually be there at 5. That's just 3 names I think that could potentially be there at 5. 3 names that would be good players that they could build around that would actually be there at 5. If you got somebody for the other, though, let me know in the comments. If you got somebody for other, y'all let me know in the comments. Who's your other? Remember, it's got to be somebody that is going to be there potentially at 5. But y'all let me know. Who is y'all's other? 29% said other. Who is the other? Let me know. Who is the other? Who is the other? Who y'all got? Who's the other? Teamy better than Betts? I don't know. She was a better fit for the Fever. She definitely was a better fit for the Fever. Yo, that's who I've been saying, Lindy. I know you saw my video where I mentioned that. The Fever definitely should draft Sonja Citron. Without a doubt. 3 and D with the way that the WNBA game is so wide open now, they're shooting the 3 more. Like you're gonna they got these bigger wings now, these bigger guards that are playing on the perimeter. You're gonna need somebody to guard these players. Sonja Citron, great size, great length. Y'all saw the defensive masterclass she had against Juju Watkins. Yeah, she's a lockdown defender. Sonja Citron is a lockdown defender. She's locked down. Love her game. And she can shoot the 3. And she can get assists. She can be a secondary ball handler too. Like when the 3 and D wings, y'all see those are the players that's getting paid in the NBA right now. Same thing in the WNBA. If you're a 3 and D wing, that's why like Janiah Barker's getting so many looks right now too, with her length and defensive versatility. But she could play some three as well, being that tall. Like, yeah, man, I'm telling y'all the league is absolutely continuing to evolve. But Sonja Citron's best basketball will definitely be in the WNBA. A lot of LSU talk going on right now. What's going on? I keep seeing LSU comments. What's going on? It's a lot of LSU talk right now. I don't think Kiki or Ape is gonna be there at 5. I don't think she gonna be there at 5. I just don't see it. I don't see her being there at 5. Kiki Irafin's going top 3. And to be honest, man, I thought Sedona Prince might sneak into that lottery, but after tonight, that stock might be going down a little bit. I'm just saying. Talk to me in the chat. Yeah, NC State is by far play the hardest schedule. And speaking of freshman guard, shout out Zam Jones out there hooping at NC State, man. She's going to be a problem as well. Yeah, Morrow, I want her to continue to develop the jumper, hit that 3-pointer more consistently, hit that mid range more consistently. She's going to be an issue. But she's already great on the boards, can play back to the basket, has the fadeaway, can shoot the mid range. The 3-pointers really were like the real improvement needs to come from. Hey, man, we got that SEC is going to be a dogfight. I'm telling y'all. South Carolina, Texas, LSU, Oklahoma, Tennessee. Don't sleep on them now. Will Kilmoki finally beat South Carolina this year? Oh, Coach Go. Yes, sir, already. Hey, it's good. It's dope that LSU plays those games against the HBCUs. South Carolina does the same thing. I love too that LSU plays. I love how LSU plays like a lot of local schools. What's my lineup? What you mean? SC still figuring out. Yeah, I mean when you play a certain way so long, Paige, Miles, Morrow, 1, 2, 3. I think Paige, Miles, Erie 1, 2, 3. Morrow goes 4. But Morrow definitely could go 3 though. It really depends. But I think I don't see Erie falling out of the top 4. Her and Morrow are definitely the ones that could go 3 and 4 or vice versa. But I definitely I think man the Sparks should take a hard look at Olivia Miles at 2. Yeah, Morrow would definitely be in the top 5. I think her and Betts will be in the top 5. Yeah, Texas took a L, Duke took a L, TCU took a L. Oklahoma definitely they continue to win. Ohio State beat a ranked Illinois team today. Love Jelani Cambridge, one of the better freshman point guards in the nation. She's killing it. Cody McMahon still doing her thing. That's what I'm saying. I don't feel like the Sparks need a big. That's why they should go Olivia Miles. Yeah, I think so. And then like the Sky could still go grab like a Rory Harmon if you want like a point guard later in the draft. You can still go get a Rory Harmon, or if you want like a shooter, you can still go grab AZ Flood potentially. Like there's a lot of different routes, a lot of different ways you can go for real. But if the Sparks grab Miles to play where Rakia Jackson can't bring, just make life easier on them. Haley Van Lith needs to go to the right situation. But anybody that needs some backcourt help, a little some punch to their backcourt, I think definitely could give her a chance. I mean, honestly, with her following, if I'm the Valkyries, I'm taking a shot to go grab Haley Van Lith. Marketability, I think she could flourish with that lineup. They're not going to be pressured to win early. I mean, the Valkyries might be a good opportunity for her. Also, Chicago potentially as well. She got a little Marina Mabry in her. That attitude. Yeah, nobody's schedule is looking like South Carolina's right now. Nobody. And we knew that coming in when I previewed it earlier before the season even started. Like they prepared a gauntlet. They're trying to play games that are preparing them for March and April. That's what they're worried about. Yeah, like bro, the Sky. There's no need to take Kiki or Aiken. Uh, they definitely need a guard. Guards. And you got Isabel Harrison as well, potentially, if they bring her back. Like, they are stacked with bigs. RC, did she already come out and say that? Yo, Sienna Betts is the real deal, too, though. Let's not get it twisted. RC, man, your Iowa girls got to stop turning that basketball over. I think the thing with Morrow is, man, if she can continue to work on her perimeter shot, sharpen the handles a little bit, Morrow could play the 3 in the WNBA. She get a little quicker laterally. She can guard the three as well. Yeah, hey man, Haley Van Lith the only one that showed up. TCU let her down tonight. She's the only one that showed up. Straight up. Only one. She had 21 tonight. They was hounding her. We kept hearing about this three-headed monster from TCU, Madison Connor, lockdown. Ran her off the three, turned her into a dribbler. It wasn't happening. Those South Carolina bigs, they look like a hyena on a lion carcass. A pack of hyena just all over 6'7". Sedona Prince. She had nowhere to go. No moves to make. Okay, I see what you said, RC. Brandon, that's my point I've been saying about the Sky PG later early round is a difference maker. Morrow is a hometown kid. Yep, absolutely. So if you can get Morrow and then go later and get like a Rory Harmon or even like a Georgia Moore potentially, that, hey man, that's a move that you can definitely feel good about making. Yep. Went to DePaul for a few years from Chicago. Yep. Iowa got us after a 37 game win streak, but LSU hasn't won against SC in 8 years. Man, shout out to y'all guys. If this is your first time in the Live with Brandon Blaney podcast, make sure to hit that subscribe button, comment, like, share, all that good stuff. Join our memberships. I got exclusive content going out to my members all the time. Definitely follow us on social media at Brandon Lee TV as well to stay up with the latest and the greatest. And let me know any other topics y'all want to continue to talk about as well that's on the mind. Let me know. Let me know. Talk to me. Talk to me. Talk to me. None of this is possible without you great people, man. Much love, much appreciation from y'all. Y'all the real MVPs, man. I feel like I have the best chat on the entire platform. Rocking. Always great topics, great insight. Just feel like we at the barbershop hanging out, man. I really rock with y'all. Yeah, I definitely think TCU is still a talented team that could challenge Iowa State in that Big 12, without a doubt. They can definitely still challenge for a conference championship. Haley Van Lith is definitely still playing professional basketball, in my opinion, right now at the college ranks. She looks like a pro. She moves like a pro. She carries herself like a pro. Haley Van Lith bet on herself in her last chance U situation, and it's paying off. It is absolutely paying off. Yeah, they absolutely dunked on Prince. I ain't gonna lie, bro. Before we go, I gotta just one more time because that was crazy.
Watkins
Bro,
swatted
Ashlyn
by
Watkins
Prince.
gets the shot block, full
And then the
stride,
steal by
rips the
Watkins
guard.
to take it right back. Prince
Don't
getting chased.
don't you don't you jump. Don't you jump. But yeah, TCU ran into a buzzsaw. No shame in their game. Nothing to feel bad about. Like, they played tough. Haley Van Lith, I mean, she got to be looking for some answers, though, from her teammates. Haley Van Lith got to be looking at her teammates for some answers. Straight up. Because they left her hanging today. Haley Van Lith, the only one that showed up against South Carolina. The rest of TCU, nothing. I mean, Don pulled the starters a little early. Duke made a run. I mean, honestly, I think if Reagan Richardson doesn't get in foul trouble and is able to establish a rhythm in that game, it could have been closer. Like, Duke's leading scorer. She's one of the just smoothest bucket getters in the country. She's been having an exceptional season with Duke. I think Kara Lawson's building a really good program right there, but I think Reagan Richardson was definitely like the lack of having her normal presence on the court definitely made a big difference in that first quarter. I must say. I must say it was a big difference. It was a big difference, but I think Duke's got a really good team. They've got depth. They've got good guard play. I like Mayer. I like Richardson. I like Jackson. Jada Donovan is a stud Swiss Army knife guard that can play the wing or she can play down low block shots. Like, yeah. Lewis B. Haley, the only one that showed up. Nobody else even had 10 points. She was getting her pocket picked, but she was the only one brave enough to dribble the basketball, too. I think we definitely got to consider that as well. Yeah, Toby Fournier, she's gonna be special, man. Out of Canada, 5-star freshman, super athletic. Once it all comes together for her, I think she has a chance to be a really special college player. Trade Carter for Alicia Gray. I don't know if ATL would take that trade. Alicia Gray, the absolute truth, though, 3-point champion, bucket getter. Her and Ron Howard was handing out serious buckets this year. Yeah, it will be definitely fun to see. Guys, that is a wrap for me tonight. I appreciate everybody tuning in. Like I said, man, none of this is possible without you guys. This is your first time. Subscribe, comment, like, share. Follow me on social media at Brandon Lee TV. I'll be back live tomorrow night and we'll chop it up about a multitude of topics, including the new top 25 that drops. Thank y'all so much for tuning in tonight. Much love, much appreciation. Until next time, I'm Brandon Blakeney, aka Brandon Lee TV, your host. This is the Live with Brandon Blakeney podcast. Until next time, hey, we out.